Hello and welcome to the Next Level Animal Care podcast. I'm Will Sibley and I can't believe we're already on week 4. So this is episode 5, week 4 of delivery. And what a roller coaster it's been so far in terms of a learning curve. But this is our South Staffordshire College diary podcast, relaying week by week what we have been up to. So, jump straight in from a practical perspective. Group A were working with rabbits. They were carrying out health and safety protocols, conducting risk assessments, but feeding into waste management. That was my notes falling down, so that's really good, isn't it? Now, but particularly looking at waste management and biosecurity, and that was particularly a focus in week 4 because actually what we ended up doing was going to Dudley Zoo on a big area trip over 2 days. So we took 336 learners between Monday and Thursday to go on a zoo trip to really help us contextualise. The T-level learners had a particular task looking at biosecurity within the enclosures and what was potentially being put in place from a biosecurity perspective. And that information I brought back into the classroom in some of their theory lessons. And as we move forward through the course, particularly on some of the OS, which is around enrichment and enclosure design, we will revisit some of that. So trips are really important because they're going to help bring those classroom concepts to life and show the importance of real-world application in an animal care setting. Like I said, it wasn't just an exclusive T-level learner trip. We took learners from every level. They all had a relevant, purposeful task. We've done that as part of our induction process, so each learner has been able to see some of the fruits of what they're learning in a real life setting. Hopefully that will give them some career aspirations. But back to what we're doing on the T-level. Also, sorry, on this video, you'll just hear my voice now. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you are now seeing a little photo of our Dudley Zoo trip. If you are listening on Spotify, obviously you can find all of our trip pictures for all of our programs on our social media at South Staffs. So regardless of what platform, if you search South Staffs College, you'd be able to go back and see some of the delightful activities, some lorikeet handling that has taken place. So going really back into our project, looking at this from the animal care rescue or health related setting, we have been moving on from parasites that we were doing last week and looking more at how we control them in the animal zone, but equally looking at some of the codes of practice within the legislation, particularly things like DEFRA and APHA. But looking at those protocols and what are put in place to prevent disease, and we were trying to contextualise that, like I said, through the idea of a vet's practice or an animal care setting. In other theory lessons, particularly from a common core perspective, we're really starting to look at those business skills. So there was lots of lessons in week 4 around how people work from diverse backgrounds, inclusivity, why that's beneficial to businesses, types of sector, types of business, so kind of delving in to a little bit of those, what are your customers and who are you facing, who are your stakeholders, and then looking at the advantages and disadvantages of those business types. They are all common core materials. We're contextualising, so we're building up to a small mock employer project that the learners will be undertaking in a veterinary practice, and some of those business acumen and skills are going to feature as part of that mock challenge. I jumped on a webinar and spoke to other T-level providers, and I got a little bit jealous. Some other areas, some other colleges are getting learners to set up mock businesses with a small budget, and I think that sounds really cool. So that might be something that we look to integrate maybe next year with the future year ones, when we've got a little bit more time to plan and put things in place. So well done to those colleges, because that sounds awesome. And you know, as we go through this, it's about learning from each other, isn't it? So that's really short and sharp. We lost a whole day to the zoo trip, so we didn't have quite as jam-packed a time in week 4. However, I think the learners will have really taken a lot of experience from that particular week. So this one's a short and sharp one. Make sure you like, subscribe and share this podcast, because as much as it's cathartic for me to talk about our journey, the more people who are embracing this will then hopefully give us more feedback that we can take directly to benefit our learners. So thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.